Well, hey, America. David Smith here with Faster's Paradise in Tucson. Tucson, as you know, you can find almost any mineral, any stone your heart desires. But you know what you can't find? Cool weather in the middle of summer. It's like 107 out there, 109, I don't know. Hot. It's hot. That's good weather for sitting indoors and cutting stones. But it's also a good time to get out of town. So what do you say? Let's head up to somewhere cooler and go find some stones that we can cut. How about Montana? You like buffalo? Buffalo burger, yummy. So let's head out. We're going to go to Montana. We're going to visit the Spokane Bar Sapphire Mine, where you can just pick your own sapphires right off the ground. Well, maybe it's not that easy. But I'm sure it's going to be a good time. So come on, let's go check out Montana. Let's get out of this 107-degree nonsense. And we can visit places like Glacier National Park and Yellowstone and some other stuff just for giggles. But really, we're looking for sapphires. Cool, blue, teal, maybe pink, maybe lavender, sapphires. So come on, let's go. Let's check it out. Well, we're almost there. Great camping close by, 75 degrees. Let's go check out the Sapphire Mine. Hey, this is David Smith with Faster's Paradise. And I'm lucky enough to have finally got to the Spokane Bar Sapphire Mine. And guess who I got with me? Ty Cumley. He's the faceter here at Spokane Bar. And we're going to talk to him about not just the mine and a little bit about the history, but about faceting sapphires, which, what do you say, that's easy peasy?
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy, man. Here a sapphire is almost as hard as a diamond. And these young guys, man, like, what? Easy peasy. For faceting a sapphire, no big deal. So this is Ty Cumley, remember that name. And if you come out here and visit the sapphire or the Spokane Bar Mine to kind of come mine your own sapphires, say hi to Ty and get some pointers on faceting. He's running an Ultratech V5, and I've never even seen this. He's running the digital angle dial and the dial indicator. So he's a precision guy, I can tell just by his personality. Now, how old are you, Ty?
I am 22.
What?
22.
22.
No, I don't look it.
22, and he's already a real good cutter. And I've heard from some other folks around here, they go, man, Ty's a good cutter. So it's really cool for those of us that have discovered faceting later in life to see these guys at a young age picking up faceting, and he's, I think, going to be one of the big players in sapphire cutting in the United States.
I hope so.
Yeah. Now, what's this thing behind us?
So this is a piece of lawn art we picked up a few years back. It's an old conveyor, so they'd use this to dunk in the water and get dirt.
Oh, so this pulls up these little buckets here, pull up the dirt with the sapphires in them?
Exactly. Exactly. This wouldn't have been used in our line of mining. This is more underwater river mining, lake mining, stuff like that.
Like gold mining, maybe?
Dredge mining, mainly.
Nice. I think we would all love to have one of those in our yard, right? And then what's this lake behind us here?
This would be Hauser Reservoir. It's part of the Missouri River.
Part of the Missouri River.
Yep.
And that's, so now I've heard about this, that you say the sapphires in alluvial deposits. What is, I've heard that word, but tell me what that means.
Alluvial deposits, pretty much these gemstones, so sapphires, garnets, topaz even, all formed upstream from us. And where they formed has since eroded away.
Okay, so, those mountains back there, or the ones that were there before.
There before, yeah. No, where they formed have since eroded away, making them alluvial. Gravel bars, it's just ancient bends in the river where they got left behind, yeah.
And then, do you know like how many millions of years ago or billions or whatever?
That I don't. I know I give rough guesstimates every once in a while, but I don't have a pinpoint answer for you.
And how far is the Spokane Bar from the actual river today?
And the actual river, well, it's the same river. Where they formed, we're about 10 miles away from
10 miles. So the river's changed course
Yes.
over these years. Yeah.
Yep.
Uh-huh. And I think I noticed on the sign it said gravel terraces.
Gravel terraces.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Same words.
Yeah.
Same words.
We got those down on the Colorado. Same idea. You know, sometimes you go 10, 20 miles from the river and find all kinds of things that came from Colorado, Utah.
Things move over the years.
So let's take a look now. Here's the facility.
Oh yeah.
Right here. And
folks will come out and kind of come into our little shop here and find their own.
That is so cool. Now, how long has this been here?
So this family has owned the property since the 50s.
Wow.
And we've been doing this thing, kind of the touristy, come out, find your own stuff, since...
Now, don't believe that touristy. This is for facetors. If you're a faceter, finding your own sapphires is where it's at. Come on.
Probably mid-70s. We've been doing this.
So some old hippies.
Oh yeah.
I'm hearing old hippie.
Yeah, big time.
Awesome. Yeah, it's Montana. Come on, we got free spirits out here. It's the West. Awesome. All right. Well, we're going to shut down, go inside, and we're going to take a look at Ty's faceting setup. Sure. All right, let's go in, and we're going to take a look at the shop and take a look at Ty's cutting area. So here we are inside the shop at the Spokane Bar Sapphire Mine. And what do we got? All kinds of cool, finished jewelry.
Oh, yeah.
And a dog.
That's Copper.
Hey, Copper.
He owns the place.
Rightfully so, but he could be called citrine, burgundy citrine.
Could be.
Look at this. Oh, goodness. A little tiny Tonka truck with sapphires in it. Is that hematite?
That's a
cigar
nodule. We have a bunch of stuff on this.
Bunch of cool stuff.
Random
Oh,
locations.
and is this all from here?
Those ones are Madagascar.
Madagascar sapphires. Wow, that is awesome. And let's see what else. Other minerals, some fossils, some
Relics.
lovely relics. Hey, don't call me that, Ty. Come on, dude. Let's see. Sample bags, so you can buy little bags. You can buy all kinds of pyrite, obsidian. Can you buy the screens?
Oh yeah.
You can buy this. You can buy your own stuff. And let's see, he gave my kid a rock out of that bin. And here, can you feel the love right there? So now Ty, tell us, what does the E stand for?
So the E stands for El Dorado Bar. It's another gravel bar on the Missouri River deposit. And we just so happen to own a chunk of land up there. We actually have two different mining operations. One on the Spokane Bar and one on the El Dorado Bar.
So S is Spokane, El Dorado. Now what is this ML? I never even heard of that one.
That's our mother lode pit out of our El Dorado Bar.
The mother lode.
That's where the big ones are.
Wow. I'll be getting a bag of mother lode. I want big sapphires. All right, so let's see that. They got some old stuff, a telephone. Hey, just in case, you need to order pizza. And now, is this a map of the situation here?
This guy is a picture of the El Dorado Bar. If anybody's ever been up there before, I know there's a few miners in this area. There's a big farmer up here, and then our chunk of property is this hourglaze shaped guy. So
nice.
Where we're finding them.
That's a big chunk of land.
El Dorado Bar.
So a lot of great sapphires, and then that looks like that's local stuff there, isn't it?
That would be local stuff.
Look at that. Look at some of those pinks. Look at some of those colors. Now those three by themselves, are those garnets?
Those are sapphire.
Those red ones?
Oh yeah.
Wow, I want a red sapphire.
We find every single color here.
Wow.
Some are a bit more rare.
Yeah, a lot of folks do all this heat treatment and all this kind of stuff, but we don't believe in that. We're America. So here's a microscope that's a little dusty.
Excuse our mess back here.
Hey, if there's no mess, you're not working.
Exactly.
So, I used to have somebody that kept a real clean desk, and come to find out that worker wasn't really doing anything. Once we looked in the computer, everything was stuffed in the wrong place. So come on, Ty, show us your fastening setup.
All right. I have a kind of paperless nowadays. I don't use any paper diagrams.
Oh, Mr. Computer.
Oh yeah, technology, am I right? So I got the whole desk here, the Ultratech V5 with all the snazzy upgrades. I'm actually playing poker today, so
What?
taking a break.
Poker player.
Oh,
So it's
yeah.
like the Old West. You can mine sapphires, you can play poker, you can... Do you play the piano?
I do not. That'd be
So
terrible.
look at this machine. This is what it's about. The Ultratech V5.
It's dirty right now.
Got his
don't mind
digital
that.
angle dial. He's rolling with a dial indicator on top of that.
Oh yeah.
And look, he's keeping it in real good shape. Now, do you lubricate your...
I do.
What do you
Yep.
use?
I use WD-40 with the
WD.
lithium grease on it. Nothing special, nothing
Yep.
fancy.
Yep.
But yeah.
It looks plenty... In my book, this is super clean. I mean, compared to my machine. My machine's a big mess.
See, this is filthy for me. It's a metric disaster.
A metric disaster. So, Ty, you said you started cutting at the beginning of the pandemic.
I did. I had just recently moved back into Helena, started working here again.
Where did you move from?
Missoula, Montana.
Also known as the zoo. The
Oh,
zoo,
yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
Now,
Zoo
Missoula's known for something. What is it?
Hippies.
Hippies and parties.
Parties too.
Big parties. That's why it's called the zoo, Missoula.
Oh,
So, yeah, we highly recommend Missoula, though. It's a fun town.
It's a fun town.
And the downtown there is fantastic.
Downtown, yeah, a lot of good walking around. Fun town. I haven't been there in a while.
Yeah. So you moved back from Missoula, you came back to town, and now, but you pretty much grew up on this mine.
I
is
did.
that right?
I did.
Okay.
What's the story behind that? Because I'm not technically part of the family. My dad started working out here when he was 18 years old.
Wow.
And I was brought into the business from day one.
Wow. So you were here like as a baby.
So, as a baby.
Wow, that's really
As a
cool.
baby.
That's awesome. So I'd safe to say it's in Ty's blood to cut gems.
Oh yeah. I hope so.
And then you do the mining as well. You've
I
done
do.
the mining.
Yep. I do anything and everything on this property. Might not be proficient at all of it, but I know how to do all of it.
Yeah. Now I talked to Ty on the phone, and he said last night he had to stay up late doing paperwork. So, I really respect that, because if there's one thing that I would love to avoid,
Paperwork.
man, and I'm self-employed, and I often say that I really enjoy it, except for filling out government forms. But you have
Nuisance.
to. You have to. Otherwise that's who can come shut you down.
Exactly.
So you've cut sapphire,
Yep.
and what else? Tell me some other
So
stones.
I haven't cut a ton of stuff, mainly sapphires and garnets, some topaz every once in a while. That's actually what I used to learn on, was topaz.
And was that local topaz?
Local topaz.
So you can get topaz in your bag. When you buy a bag here, I'm interrupting you, I know.
Oh, you're fine.
But when you get a bag here, you could find sapphires.
Sapphires, mainly, is what you're looking for. Garnets.
Garnets.
You can find in the area, but they are a bit more rare. They're also not worth as much. So, and then topaz, again, a little bit more on the rare side here, but you can still find it. So, always keep an eye out.
And also some quartz.
Oh yeah, quartz always. We don't find really gemmy quartz, nothing quite facet grade. We find quartz, agates, jadeite, hematite, all sorts of stuff.
We like jadeite.
Oh yeah.
We like jade. How about, have you ever cut the hematite?
I have not. I haven't tried the hematite.
It's messy.
Is it?
It's messy on your machine, but it comes out really nice. I mean, it's shiny, and you can really do some, like a rose cut or something like that is real nice.
Yeah, I'll have to give it a try.
Now, so you've cut pretty much every gem that this mine produces.
Every single one that this mine produces. I started on topaz, switched to sapphires. I've cut some quartz, some sunstones here and there, some glass on occasion, some synthetic when I feel I need the practice. That's really about it.
Now, tell me about on the topaz. Did you have any issues with cleavage planes?
A little bit, but actually Russell, the property owner of this place, it was his old facetron that I learned on. And he kind of taught me the ropes, told me what to do, where these planes are, because I had no idea at the time. He says, line it up this way, you'll be just fine.
Nice.
So I kept that in mind the whole time.
So Russell's the owner.
Yep.
And his old machine had been in a shed for 30 years?
20, 30 years.
20, 30.
It was one of the original Facitrons.
That's awesome.
Hadn't been calibrated in years,
Yep.
hadn't been touched in years.
Yep. So when you moved from an old machine to a brand new Ultratech V5, how did that feel?
It felt weird, to be honest. Having precision without trying to be precise was a little weird. Didn't have any of the quirks that the old machine had. I had probably 2 stones just getting used to the machine, and then off to the races.
Yeah, yeah. I also learned on an old Facitron, and then I moved to an old V2 that was pretty wobbly. You know, it's in a club, so it gets beat up. And same thing, yeah. When I moved to a V5, the first thing I did was I cut a pavilion without looking at the stone. I said, I'm going to see about this machine. And so I just set my dad on the angle, 45.2 degrees I think it was, and I just went all the way around the pavilion. And I picked it up and I looked at it and I was like, wow. Now, was it perfect? No, there was a couple that needed to go down a little more.
Yeah.
But from just not ever looking at the stone, so main thing I thought is I'm going to save a lot of time by using a really precision machine.
Yeah.
Do you find that as well?
Oh, big time. 100%.
So a big time saver, yeah.
And I know this dial indicator is kind of spendy, but young people like their headphones, like their music sort of thing. And if I want to put my headphones in, that dial indicator is just as accurate as my ears listen.
You hear that? The dial indicator is as accurate as his ears.
It's a little slower, but just as reliable.
That's awesome. Now let's look at some of the stuff you're cutting.
Sure.
I wanted to catch him at the machine,
yeah.
But he was playing poker.
You gotta catch me at night on the machine.
Yeah, right. Yeah, these young guys can cut all night. See?
Oh yeah.
Us old guys can't cut all night anymore, if you know what I mean. Boom, boom.
I have a 9-carat sapphire.
Only 9 carats. Yeah.
Only 9 carats. Kind of a weird shape. Good dark grain stone.
Oh goodness! Now, what's your plan? What's your shape plan?
My plan on this guy. Switch over to the computer here.
Oh boy, here we go.
I'm thinking this. It's kind of a emeraldy, cushiony cut.
That's a nice shape. Nice and beefy.
I made this design a few days back. Just playing around. I think it'll look okay.
So you're running. This is Gem Cut Studio.
Yep.
The software.
And that's what I use for everything. The computer keeps all my designs. I can change them on the fly and see what it'll look like.
See, that's the other advantage these young guys got. They're really they're used to computers like second nature. They could just open up Gem Cut Studio and start banging away. Can I pick up some of those bags there?
Sure.
Let's
show
see.
any names off here.
No names.
All just empty bags under the hand.
Yeah.
And there we have
Oh my
whole pile of them here.
goodness.
There's Tonka trucks.
Tonka trucks.
Wow.
So nothing too crazy.
Daddy,
That one's just shy of 20
There's a
carats.
steamroller.
A steamroller. So here's my kit. So just so you know, if you want to bring your family to Spokane Bar, this guy's out there playing with. What are you playing with?
Tonka trucks.
Tonka trucks and a what? A steamroller?
All of them are Tonka trucks.
All of them are Tonka trucks. So it's a family-friendly place too. You can really have a good time with your kids or your grandkids.
And a different pile here. That one, I'm not 100% sure on the weight on that one. Good size.
That is a nice-looking stone.
Be a nice paperweight.
Buddy. And then what is this dark stone here?
Oh, let's see.
Is that a garnet?
That would be a garnet.
Wow, but
Super
nice
dark
color. Nice color. And if you get the right cut on it, it'll go just fine.
I'll cut it shallow.
Yeah. Nice. Listen to it like an old timer. I'll cut it shallow. So now you said no name. So do you do cutting for other folks?
I do. That is my bread and butter. Folks will come out here to the mine and find their own stones, and that's just a service that I offer to folks.
Yep.
Daddy, I want to get a bag.
That's why I'm up all night.
Yeah. So that's really cool. So tell me the history of that.
History of
I was
how it went commercial, or history of
I was under the impression that you always used to be able to get a stone cut, but were they being sent overseas, or what was happening before?
So in the
Before
past,
Ty came out.
we used a couple local fasteners that were up there in age and stopped cutting.
Yeah.
And we had a couple years where we didn't have any sort of fastener. When I moved back, that's when I started. It was dead of winter, so we weren't busy at all. Sat there at the Facetron.
Daddy, I want to buy.
Everybody was telling me that I was starting to get good enough, and people would come out, people would show me stones, and sooner or later they started asking me to cut them.
That's awesome.
I wasn't going to do it for free by any means,
Sure.
so I got good enough with the old clunker machine to make enough money to pay my bills comfortably.
Now there's the American dream. He earned his Ultratech.
I did.
And
Every penny of it.
all these young people that I've seen, I haven't run into one yet that's like, Daddy bought me this. No, every single young person, and this like gives me hope for our future. Every one of them, and some of them because their parents say, yeah, you got to use the old one and earn enough to buy the new one.
Exactly.
And that's what Ty did. He earned enough on an old clunker and learned enough on an old clunker that he knows what he's doing now, and he's cutting. Did you see some of those monsters? Are you kidding me? No. Now let me pick up a big one here.
Sure. I'd go this one. What's the biggest?
All right. So this thing right here, it's a little bit hard on this in this light on this screen, but this thing right here.
Here.
Once this is cut, tell me what that's worth.
So I'm going to shoot for about 4 carats on that stone. I know it has a little bit of junk in it, and that's still a $10,000 stone.
A $10,000 stone, and it came right out of this mine.
Oh yeah.
And you can find this in your bag. Not every day. It's not going to happen all the time,
You
but
might find a couple of those a year. But
a couple like this a year. Yeah, but compared to the lottery, like how fun is it to play the lottery? Not at all. Circle K, But actually mining American gemstones, and this is your chance. This is what could happen. A $10,000 stone. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Now that's cut though.
Cut.
Yeah. And then I'm going to put that down because I don't want to mess up the pile. Was it from that pile?
It was from this one.
Okay.
A couple different ones here.
So you see how this can be a lot of fun. This can be educational. It's family friendly. You're supporting an American mine. He's cutting on an American machine. He learned on an American machine. And I love the whole world. I import from all over the world. But I really love to sell American machines. I love to cut American gems. And especially the ones that I mined, the ones that I found. I mean,
Exactly.
it just adds to the experience. So let's see something you cut here now. You
All
sure
right.
it's some rough.
So I have.
I kind of snuck up on Ty. It's not like he had a lot of time to, prepare a bunch of bragging rights. And these guys, they move through stones. Us chumps, we keep a stone forever. Look what I did. These guys are commercial, man. It's
Yeah,
like
they're-
boom, cut it, sell it, cut it, move it, move it.
Yep. Cut it. Give it back to him. Here's a 1.29 sapphire from the other day.
A 1.29 carat, and the camera is not doing justice. This thing is, you describe that color. What would you call that? It's almost like
Almost a gray.
a gray
Almost a
aqua.
kind of a bluey gray.
Yeah, which is super hot right now in fashion and interior design. That's like the
Yeah,
color.
those kind of stones will really pick up surrounding colors.
Mm-hmm.
Nice blue sky out, it'll look more blue. You have a green shirt on, it'll look green.
Yep,
Just kind of depends on what's around it.
yep. Well, let's see this thing here.
And
That's
that one,
good. Ooh, look at that rectangle. I wish. I'm going to take some pictures of these that we can insert so that you guys can see these, a little better. But that's a real nice cut.
that stone there was actually the first kind of test on that diagram. Lots changed on that.
So you changed this diagram and altered it yourself.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
pretty much the comely cut.
Kinda. Yeah.
Nice. Look at this kid.
Sure.
He's got his own cut. Oh man, that's
I
awesome.
made a few every once in a while.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that. I love that aspect is really taking something and making it your own. Now this thing,
Another round.
okay, is again, I'll take pictures of these so you guys can see them and we'll figure out how to insert them in here. But this thing is got a huge table.
Take
I
it, Bob.
can't even. Go pick one out. I
Except
can't
for
even.
You gotta work for retention on some of them.
Right? Yeah. Okay. So you're going for weight retention, but also, how long would a table like that take you to cut or to polish?
Oh, this one? That's next.
You know, these guys.
Split.
All right. So we've talked about stones. We've talked about rough. We've talked about your amazing V5.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the nemesis for all of us, right? Polishing. And I know so many of these guys that they say, just like him, see, he's doing it all the time. So it's just like making bread. Certain things that, you know, the little part of your brain, which is the logical part, is really the smaller part. But that big subconscious part that dreams and learns all those things that are hard to talk about, that's what you're accessing, man. That big part of your mind. And since you're doing it every day, you're not even really, your conscious mind isn't thinking about it so much.
I'm listening to the book that I'm reading.
Listening to a book that he's reading. What a guy. He's a Renaissance man right here. So let's talk polishing. What's your technique?
All right. So I've kind of switched over to something a lot of people don't like. I'm full ceramic, unless I need to...
Full ceramic. Can you show us a disc, man? Let's show
Sure.
Because this, I really want to do this, you know, spend a few minutes on polishing. Because anybody can cut, man. That's not that hard. It's polishing is where it's at.
I know it says 260, it's not. This would be the oldest ceramic lap that I have. This was actually part of the old Fastatron days.
So this lap is older than Ty.
Older than me. Still use it. Not every day.
Oh, it's old crystallite,
Old
yeah.
crystallite. Good lap. This is my pre-polished ceramic.
How do you feel? Ooh, that's got some weight to
They're
it.
hefty.
Wow. And now what grit do you run on that?
This one is 8,000. 8,000. I just
8,000.
use the pandemonium sticks. Nothing crazy.
On the ceramic. So you go from what grit here, cutting grit, to the 8,000. What's your last step here?
600.
So from 600, he goes right to 8,000. And you know, I've talked to so many people that do that. You know, I'm an old woodworker. And so you go 100, 200, 3, little by little. And so many of these cutters, especially these guys that are just really amazing, they go from 600, bam, look, he's going right to 8,000, skipping 3,000, just right to 8,000. And then
Here's another surprise. A lot of stones, I go 600 straight to 60,000.
600
On
straight
a
to
ceramic.
60. Wow.
Bigger stones, I can't do that. It takes me too long.
Mm-hmm.
Little stones, 4, 5, 6 millimeter stones, straight to 60,000 on a ceramic. Works just fine.
Wow. That's amazing. And remember, this guy's only been cutting since February of the pandemic, which is that's what we have in common. I opened Fastener's Paradise right now.
Yeah.
I tried to get some machines for the Tucson show. And Joe Rubin that runs Ultratech, he's like, get out of here. I don't need you. You know, he knows that so many people call up and they might not be that serious. And I just kept hounding him. I said, I'm going to buy 2 machines, one to show people and one to sell. And I sold that first machine, lickety split, sent it to New Orleans. And I've sent machines now to all over the world, man, Scotland, you name it. So we started our business about the same time. And it was a great time to become involved in fastening with the pandemic. Now, how did the mine go during the pandemic? Was it busy?
You know, the mine, we have our website and everything set up, and our online orders were record years since the early 2000s.
Right.
I mean, I was almost too busy with the mine and the bags and getting everything.
Yeah. So people were stuck home, and they were going through the bags, and then were they buying cut stones as well?
They were buying some cut stones. We don't have really any of those on our website. But I mean, even people coming out here, it was just fine. Everything was outside. I mean, you had to wear masks.
Yeah, it's an outdoor activity. Good point. And you know, I was one of those customers back.
Were you?
Yeah, you guys sent me, I got a bag from El Dorado Bar, I got a bag from Spokane Bar, and I got a bag still under my desk I haven't even got to yet. And look, I'm up here at the mine. I don't even know how many bags my wife's going to let me buy today. We'll see.
All of them.
Hey, if I can handle it, I will. So 60,000. Do you ever go to 100,000?
Oh yeah, I go to 100,000 for big nice, or I know some people will request it. Like I do fasting for a few other Colorado miners, and they actually request that I do 100,000, and that's again ceramic, all by crystalline.
And you're using gear loose diastick for your 100,000.
Yep. So I'm using course, the labels fall off from all the time.
Yep.
So I'm using just pandemonium.
There you go, right there.
I don't use
That's-
that one. That one's not polycrystalline. So
Okay, and polycrystalline means the artificial diamond that's therefore more even or something?
Yeah. I haven't quite done my research, but
Yeah, yeah.
there's
Well,
an extra word on it I want.
It's an extra word. Well, and what you're doing is really working, so, you know.
Why change it?
Yeah, yeah. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly.
That's an old Montana redneck hippie for you right there. So, this is amazing. You got great camping around here. What's your favorite camping spot around here?
Oh, none of the campgrounds.
See?
Usually just go up into the mountains.
Hey, go up in the hills, boy.
Yeah.
But give us a canyon, give us a
But,
mountain, tell us a
Um,
spot. You don't got to
usually-
give away your
I
secret
usually-
spot.
I usually go all the way up past York, all the way up past Nelson. There's a couple little good spots. I know
Yep.
it's a drive and it's
Yep.
a terrible road.
That's where I ended up. Just last night.
Well worth it.
Oh
yeah.
man! And there were spots. You know, you go down by the lake. People weren't that friendly, and it's open. There's no trees. If you like fishing, you know, then okay.
That
But
they
yeah,
charge you for that.
keep going. And yeah, there's some beautiful canyons up there and trees, and the most moss. Like I climbed up the hill this morning, and I mean, just the moss, the thickest moss I've ever seen. It was just like a wonderland. Really,
Oh, yeah.
really a nice spot. Now, did I find any sapphires? No, because these hills are like, what are they, chert? You know, it's kind of a white rock.
Yeah.
Nothing good up in
It's
these
all
mountains.
exposed bedrock.
Yeah, yeah.
All exposed bedrock.
Not like, you know, Arizona, there's some places you can find some smoky quartz or garnets or this and that. But up in these hills, I didn't see anything worth looking at. So it's all right here at Spokane Bar, already bagged up for you, ready to go.
There you go.
And we just met some folks outside from California, and they were just ecstatic, man. They were having so much fun. They'd never done anything like this in their lives.
Bring
And-
some of the family out. They're
Yeah.
having a day out of it.
Yeah, yeah, it's just awesome. So Spokane Bar Sapphire Mine, it's about, what, 25 minutes out of Helena?
Yeah, 15, 25, yeah.
Yeah. Now, I came from the north, so I came off on Lincoln Road,
A little bit further.
you know, but better than going into town, you know, because I came from Great Falls, and we were visiting Glacier before that. And look at this. See, here's the whole story. If you live somewhere, a lot of times you don't go to these amazing places. He's never been to Glacier.
Nope.
3 hours away, maybe 2.5. And I'm the same way. I live in Tucson, and I had only until recently never been to. We have a local cave called Karchner Caverns, Monument Valley. You know, all the Marlboro commercials. And my wife from Pennsylvania took me to those places. So sometimes when you're local, you don't visit some of those amazing spots. So go visit your local spot. But if you're gonna come anywhere near Montana, and you're at all interested in mining and sapphires, and especially, of course, faceting, come out here to the Spokane Bar, ask for Ty, and really, he can give you some pointers. He's such a nice and friendly, open guy. He can help you, you know, understand some of the techniques he's using for polishing. I'm probably overcommitting him right now, but I don't care. I can get away with it. But really, it's just super friendly people. And then look at this. Look at my kid. Look at my kid.
Dragging a bag on.
El Dorado, he says. My kid, El Dorado Bar. He's going to break me, this kid, I'll tell you. But he's already faceted a piece of apatite. And where is it? We don't know. Because he wants to carry it everywhere. We faceted a piece of apatite about that big.
Nice.
Just top, you know, just one side, you know, flat on the bottom. And he did a really good, I made a video of it. He did a great job. And where is it now? Who knows? That's life. So, Ty Conley, great guy, grew up in a sapphire mine. It's 75 degrees here today, so if you're anywhere in that southern region that's baking, get your car, get up here. There's travel trailer spots. There's a KOA out there on the highway. There's campgrounds nearby. There's now I heard that bar in York had the best burger around. Can you confirm that?
Cannot confirm. Not true.
Oh, he will not confirm.
Not true.
Not
At least
true.
anymore.
Okay,
I
so
would go to Lakeside Bar.
Lakeside Bar
It's
has the best
another
burger.
Locally owned. It's a younger guy that owns that bar. Super good kid. I mean, calling him kid, he's older than me.
Right.
Good burgers, best ones in the area.
And we drove by the Lakeside last night, and I said, well, that can't just be a bar, because there must have been 60 cars
Oh yeah. And it's a bar, restaurant, and it's right on the lake.
right on the lake.
So you can go swimming, you can drink a beer while you're swimming,
Nice.
you can eat a burger while you're swimming.
Nice. Eat a burger and swim. as a real daredevil over here. You know, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to eat a burger and swim. Ty, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I really appreciate your time. He's just such an outgoing, great guy, and such a nice spot. Please come visit the Spokane Bar and tell them Fastener's Paradise sent you. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Oh yeah.
Seen those?
Not in a while, but yeah, I've seen them.
You want sapphires, you got to work, kid.
Help.
Help. See, the kids get a workout. Dads get a workout. All right, so now we're going to do some of our own mining. I've got a mother lode bag. And my son, Giovanni, who's already done some faceting, he's going to turn 7 here shortly. He's got an Eldorado bar bag. So we're going to start out with this, put some fresh dirt on our thingamawhopper there. And actually, I put it on the foam. It's supposed to be on the grate there, and that'll let us wash it out a little bit, get it cleaned up. And then we'll look for sapphires. So here we go. See, when it's clear out like that, and I'll check back in with you. We'll have a 20 karat stone, 30 karat stone. No big deal. So here we are, the very first, and we just did a very small amount right from the top of the bag. And look at that, we already found a tiny sapphire. So this is mother lode. This is Eldorado, and look at that, in 2 seconds a sapphire right away. So just look at this, the first little batch, and already there's a bug, and there's already another little sapphire. So that's 2 in 1 minute. There's your first sapphire, son. Again, 30 seconds, you got your first sapphire. Good job. Let's keep going. All right, so I've been out slamming dirt around and found some nice sapphires. I'll show you later. My kid picked out a nice little perfect shape of the crystal, little flat tabular sapphire that if it goes to show and tell, it's going to be chained to him or something, because sometimes that stuff doesn't come home, right? So we've had a lot of fun. It's pretty. The sun's pretty powerful out there, but they've got places to wash in the shade. And then my kid, after about 12 minutes, playing with the old Tonka trucks, and as it turns out, some of them were Ty's when he was a kid. So there's great old toys out there, fun stuff to play with, some cold drinks on the front porch. But I wanted to talk to Ty now about some of the different options that you have if you come up here. You can actually do a mine run right from the mine. And do they go out there with you to the site?
Yep. So with mine runs, you would follow us up to our Eldorado property. We have a chunk of land up there. A mine run, the basic concept of it is we run all of our heavy equipment for one person for as long as they'd like. We charge by the cubic yard. Minimum yardage of those are 20 cubic yards. Maximum is just about 80. A lot of people will do that 20 to 40 range pretty easily. So
you imagine a cubic yard, you know what that is, right? That's 3 by 3 by 3 by 3 by whatever. That's a big chunk of gravel.
That's a lot of dirt.
I look what I just found we found sapphires the very first second that we started screening. So I think, if you're doing a mine run, especially if you want some melee, if you want a lot of the little stuff that'll come with some of those big monsters, that might really be a good option for you.
It's a good commercial option too. We have a lot of folks that basically run their gem businesses off of those runs.
Now let's say I'm down in Tucson and I can't get up here, and I want to do a mine run. Can I just say, hey, run me 40 yards, Ty?
We can do that on occasion. I know we do that for some folks, but it's always something we can do.
So it's these folks are just a small American business, and so as you see, they don't have everything set in stone. You can work with them. They're flexible. They're really awesome and nice people. We've had a great time here today, and and then I'll add to the end. Show you some of my stones. I only went through a quarter of my bag, and like I said, already we're finding some nice. I got a couple of pieces, almost a cube shape, look like a little blue ice cube. I mean, so amazing. So I'm really excited. And you know, I told Ty, I've never cut a sapphire. I'm a real slacker. Ty and I both started our business almost the same time. So I might get brave and cut a sapphire and then put this on there. But you know, this isn't about me. It's about Spokane Bar, and it's about having a good time. And if you want to bring your family, if you're commercial, you want to do a mine run, you know, there's a lot of great options here, and a lot to learn. I just was talking with Crystal that runs this joint, and she was telling me about the different ingredients, the chromium and the titanium, making the different colors of sapphires. So we always love to learn about gemology and mineralogy, and you know, it's fun, it's educational, and it supports a local business with actual human beings here. And do you guys give any money to Jeff Bezos?
We don't.
No money to Jeff Bezos? Oh boy.
We don't.
They use the United States mail. I've bought some of their mine runs. They use the United States mail. And the United States mail needs all the work they can get. And I've done real well with those bags through the mail. I've had a good time. I never throw my dirt away. Oh, I'm going to go through it again. You think I got time for that? But it's still sitting in the backyard in a wash tub. So, all right, so you got mine runs and you got the bags. Is there anything
Mine runs,
else?
the bags. We have a couple of hand digging options available for
Oh,
folks.
hand
Some
digging.
people-
Bring your shovel.
Some people like to get the work in. Some people, it's a good way to get a bit more of an experience.
Absolutely.
So,
So the
we have
hand
options
digging,
for
is
just
it by
about
the bucket?
It is by
Yeah.
the bucket.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's pretty standard stuff.
Yep.
Okay,
Standard.
that's awesome. So there's something for everybody up here. Even if you're just, I just saw some people that are just straight up tourists, and one of the stones that guy pulled out, I was like, holy moly! But you know what? Ty is so busy. He's booked out on cutting until next March of 2023.
Correct.
Yeah, so check that out. So get up here if you get a chance, and if you can't make it, just you know, order a bag in the mail, and it's an absolute blast. Have a good one. All right, that was awesome. We love Montana. We had a great time. We enjoyed Glacier. My kid is into nature and animals and stuff, so we got to see elk, moose, bears, maybe a grizzly, we don't know, marmot. On the Yellowstone River, on one rafting trip, we saw 17 bald eagles. That was awesome. We got some, maybe I'll find one of those pictures and we can stick it in here. But yeah, as you saw, we went and dug some nice sapphires, and we got a couple. Here's a little, I'm just figuring out, trying to hold this thing so you can see it, because I got a light going behind me so I can get some light through these things. But a garnet, almost like a, what do they call that? Madeira topaz. It looks like kind of just that hint of tangerine orange in there. Here's a nice little oval. You can't really see the color the way this light's hitting it, but it's a nice little teal, cut a nice little oval. I don't have my scale out. These are cutters though. They're nice. Here's a little ice blue. Doesn't look like ice blue. I'm looking at the camera right now. It doesn't look ice blue, but I'm here to tell you. Maybe if I hold it, you know, toward the blue. But a few nice cutters. My kid found multiple garnets, multiple sapphires, and I keep everything, man. Here's a big piece of hematite. But you know, it's Montana hematite. That's from America. Some really, really fun stuff. And we had a great time. And we had great buffalo burgers and steaks all over the place. I think this is a piece of jadeite that Ty talked about. He had some nice jade up there. So, you know, if you get a bag, keep your eyes out. There's all kinds of good stuff in there. And a lot of fun washing it and looking at it. I talked to a guy down here in Tucson that bought a whole mine run, and he uses a light table because it's easy to miss sapphires when you're going through this gravel. So don't wash it down the river. I keep it in a separate tub, so I'll go over it again when I have time. Yeah. But we definitely found some nice little sapphires, some nice garnets. I don't think I found a $10,000 stone, but I haven't gone all the way through my mother lode bag yet because I've just been busy as all get out. But go give those folks a visit up there. You know, Cass runs the place. Ty's cutting there. Cass's daughter's there. nice family, nice, a lot of good fun to be had. And you know, Ty told you that the best burger was out there. Where was it? Lakeview, something like that. I'm here to tell you. There's a town called, I'm pretty sure Montana City, just south of Helena, like 7 miles or something. And there's a little bar on the west side of the road, on the north side of the road that goes east and west, but just south of Helena. And I think it's called Mount Jackson something. The best darn bison burger. And when I told the lady that, she goes, "Oh yeah, people come here just for the bison burger." So that was delicious, and we had a real good time, and we saw several national parks. So support a local business, support your national parks, get your family out, go have some fun, go outdoors, and if you find something good, I want to see it. Post it on my Fasteners Paradise Facebook page. I want to see the stones you find. I want to see what you cut. I like to see what people do. So again, thanks for watching. This is David Smith, bringing you just the first of many adventures here at Fasteners Paradise in Tucson, Arizona. And hopefully we'll see you at the symposium, February 2, 3, 4, 2023 at the Old Pueblo Laboratory Club here in Tucson. Hasta la vista!